Rewrites, infighting, and no urgency behind Sonys Lackluster Men in Black relaunch. In 2016, Sony Pictures top executives, including Chief Tom Rothman, faced a dilemma: should they greenlight a reboot of Men in Black or pursue a Men in Black crossover with a second franchise, 21 Jump Street. The stakes were high. Initially, Sony tried to make deals for the crossover route. That plan was that Sony would attempt to relaunch the franchise without Will Smith was a roll of the dice. The studio was all that choice, to relaunch the franchise with new stars, would lead to a battle between director and producer and, ultimately, a crash landing at the box office. Men in Black entered. The studio was also initially high on the screenplay by Art Markham and Matt Holloway. The script was good, but when the executive overseeing the project, Exec VP Production David Bobeyer, exited the studio in summer 2018 and was never replaced, a tug-of-war began. Director F. Early drafts of the script were described as being edgier and more timely, tying the story to the current debate surrounding immigration. At one point, one source says, new pages arrived daily for the actors, causing a certain amount of confusion, as well as stripping away what some considered the more modern sensibilities. Thompson and Hems, two sources say that Parks at times also stepped in on helming duties, although no Directors Guild of America rules were said to have been violated. Gray tried to even color correcting was a source of contention between the director and producer. Walter. Remarkably, the post-production process was relatively smooth. There were no major. The studio tested two cuts, one by Gray, the other by Parks, with the version by Parks, who has final cut, being chosen. The studio wasn't. What Rothman did ensure, however, was that the studio's exposure was limited. The movie cost and, in the end, the movie was met with a lowly 25% score on Rotten Tomatoes and AB Cinema score, indicating that audiences, those who did show up, shrugged. The urgency to yet, in these franchise-hungry days at studios, even a failure like this won't kill the franchise, executives agree. Aliens walking.
Raindrop, drop top, smoking, no cooking the hot pot. Fucking on your bitch, yeah, that. Looking up, open the park,